There's nothing wrong with you if the month of December feels complicated. You're not failing. You're actually human. Healing doesn't take a holiday. Hi, my friend, and welcome to the Bounce Back Black Woman podcast. I'm Dell, and with God's help, I've overcome some of the toughest trials in life that I could ever have imagined. Do you find yourself struggling to move beyond a heartbreak or a hardship, asking God, why me? Well, I'm here to help women just like you heal and build the resilience to overcome life's greatest trials. If you long for joy and confidence again, this podcast is for you. So grab your headphones and those hardships. Let's talk. Hey there, my friend, and welcome back to Bounce Back Black Woman. Now listen, I know that this time of year is supposed to feel magical and festive and cozy. But what if, instead of feeling magical, you're feeling tired or lonely? Or maybe you're feeling like everyone else is celebrating and you're just trying to keep your head above water. If that's you, I want you to come, grab your tea and a blanket, and take a seat. Because this episode is for the woman who's carrying joy in one hand and heaviness in the other. It's for the woman who's healing and still finding a way to show up every day. It's for the woman who smiles in public, but exhales and maybe sheds tears in private. So let's talk about what it really means to move through the holiday season while your heart is still in recovery mode. I want to take a moment to slow down and share something real with you, my friend. This past year has brought me some things that I frankly didn't see coming. And honestly, I didn't really want. I navigated losing a job. I had to say goodbye to my sweet grand dog, who had been entrusted to me for the last years of his life. And then, out of nowhere, I was hit with the weight of a past betrayal that I didn't even know existed. And none of those things were on my vision board for 2025. None of them were part of my plan, and none of them felt fair. And what surprised me most wasn't just the grief. It was how the grief followed me, how it spoke in quiet moments, how it showed up when I tried to smile, how it lingered even on days when I had reasons to feel really grateful. Now, don't get it wrong. There were moments where I could feel joy, honestly, and I did. A good conversation here, a moment of laughter there, a little spark of hope when I least expected it. But right underneath those moments, my friend, there was heaviness. And I realized something important. Joy does not cancel heaviness, and heaviness does not cancel joy. They can coexist in the same room. They can sit at the same table, and they can both be true at once. And if you've ever lived through a season where life handed you more than you felt prepared for, you know that feeling all too well. You know the one where you smile because you're grateful, but you breathe heavy because you're tired. The one where you show up because God woke you up, but you move slowly because your heart is bruised. And there's nothing wrong with that, friend. It just means that you're human and that you're healing. So if your holiday season this year feels emotionally complex, if joy feels a little heavier than usual, trust me, you are not the only one, sis. And here's what I realized somewhere in the middle of all of it. The grief, the shock, the endings, the disappointment, the moments that I didn't think I'd have the strength to actually get back up. Resilience isn't about choosing joy over heaviness. Resilience is choosing to keep going while both of them are sitting right in your lap. Resilience is that quiet, steady part of you that says, I can carry what I'm feeling without losing who I'm becoming. It's the bridge between the ache of what life took from you and the gratitude for what God is still giving to you. Resilience doesn't rush you. It doesn't demand a fake smile. It doesn't ask you to pretend that all is okay. Resilience simply whispers, you are allowed to feel it all, and you're still moving forward. That's why joy and heaviness can coexist, not because you're ignoring one or the other, but because resilience is helping you hold both of them together without falling apart. So if this season feels complicated for you, if joy feels heavy or heaviness feels constant, I want you to hear me when I say this. This is not a sign that you are breaking down. It's a sign that your resilience is rising. So let's talk about what that looks like. Number one, joy and heaviness can coexist. There's nothing wrong with you if the month of December feels complicated. You're not failing. You're actually human. Healing doesn't take a holiday just because the calendar turns to December. Number two, the pressure to be cheerful is real, and it's really unfair. Everyone expects women to create the magic. You know, the food, the gifts, the energy, the decorations, the emotions, the memories, but nobody asks if we're okay. So I'm asking, are you okay? Number three, heaviness is often a sign of emotional overload. It doesn't mean weakness. It doesn't mean you have a lack of gratitude. It just means that there's a heart carrying a lot. Grief, disappointment, unrealistic expectations, family stress, memories, loneliness, fatigue. You might be carrying one or more of those things, my friend. So cut yourself some slack. Because number four, you don't have to perform for the season. You are allowed to feel what you feel. You are allowed to take breaks. You are allowed to simplify. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to choose peace over performance. The scripture that sits with me this time of year is Matthew 11:28. And it reads, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." So here's what that means in Dell speak. God sees you're tired. He sees the emotional weight that you've been carrying. He sees the responsibilities, some of which you never asked for. He sees the pressure to keep smiling when life has been a lot and maybe even overwhelming. And he's not asking you to just push through it. He is inviting you to exhale, to lay it down, and to rest in him. This time of year brings its own kind of exhaustion. The mental load, the decision fatigue, the emotional juggling act, the expectations, the memories, the pressure to be okay, the heaviness of everything you've survived this year. But my friend, Jesus is saying, you don't have to hold all that by yourself. Bring it to me. I've got you. Remember, rest isn't weakness. It's worship. It's trust. It's release. And it's how God prepares your heart for what is coming next. Now, you know we always ask this question, why does it hurt so much? Well, holiday heaviness hurts differently because of these things. The season exposes the things that are missing in your life. That's just how it goes. It hurts because old wounds can feel fresh again. And it may hurt because family dynamics get louder. It might hurt because social media becomes a highlight reel and everybody's life looks perfect, but yours isn't. It hits heavily because your heart remembers timelines that you had hoped that your life would follow, and maybe it didn't. It can hurt because the pressure to be okay is seemingly relentless this time of year. It hurts because loneliness is amplified. And it can hurt because everyone else seems joyful. This heaviness, my friend, is not a sign of failure. It's a sign that you're just in a tender chapter of your life. So here's the truth that I want you to hold on to. You don't owe the world holiday cheer. What you do owe is to yourself, and that is compassion. So I want you to take these prompts to your journal. Number 1, what emotions are strongest for me this holiday season? Number 2, what feels heavy and why? Number 3, what can I simplify, release, or adjust in order to protect my peace? Number 4, where do I need God's comfort right now? And number 5, what might gentle joy look like for me this year? My friend, I want you to hear me with your whole heart. If this season feels heavy, know that you are not broken. You are healing. You are building resilience. You can carry joy softly. You can honor the heaviness without being swallowed up by it. You can choose a holiday that feels safe, honest, and sacred. So if this episode blessed you, I will ask that you please share it with a friend who might be navigating the same emotional weight this holiday season. It could be your gift to her or him. And I want you to remember, your bounce back always begins with ruthless intentionality. So this season, I want you to be ruthlessly intentional about protecting your joy. And I will see you in the next episode. Well, that's it for today, my friend. I really hope this episode inspired, encouraged, or just plain comforted you. If so, please share it with a friend who might be struggling in her own healing journey. And if you take a moment to leave a quick review on Apple Podcasts, you'll help other women find encouragement through their heartbreak. Remember that God is holding your hand along this journey, and guess what? I'm holding the other. Life is short, so bounce back, Black woman.